Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's get ready to
Appreciate the
go. God, like whenever I'm welcoming people I'm excited about, I really just sort of get into some sort of middle school pep rally mentality where I just feel like going boom, boom, and like doing all those things.
That's great. That's good. Thanks for having us, guys.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Very exciting.
Yeah, and we are very excited to hear about one of the most recent updates. Well, actually, first we should talk about the documentary, but
yeah, maybe
I'm excited to hear about the recent news.
Maybe a something for the layman, people who haven't heard about it. Can you tell us about the project?
Yeah, sure. So A Failed Artist is a documentary project that lives through the blockchain that myself and Crypto Merman and I filmed. And yeah, we're using the blockchain to distribute tickets to people for them to actually unlock and watch the documentary.
Have you ever done that before? No. I saw your
Has anyone?
I saw your amazing I saw your poll, Steve, where it was like, how would you want to have a 30-minute piece of media that you watched on the blockchain? And everyone's like, yes.
Yeah, and I was just letting them know, like, hey, yeah, we already did it.
So, exactly. You have to do that because, like, honestly, especially now, there's so much going on that it's like so hard to know what is still happening.
Sure. So, yeah, no, it's kind of crazy times, but it's fun times. There's a lot going on, and it's good that we're getting this many innovative things happening at the same time.
Totally.
Here's our ticket.
Awesome.
Actually, we got two tickets because there's two of us, so it only made sense. But this is mine.
Awesome.
Did you guys read that PDF?
I actually never clicked the PDF.
I haven't. Did you guys add that recently? Or
nope, that was in the metadata for a long time. There's ways when you're.
Look at this.
Yeah, so it's a little thank you from us.
Oh, that's so great! I love that idea.
I can't.
We should do that.
I know. We totally want to do that now because I like the restriction that comes from metadata, but sometimes I feel stifled by it. Like sometimes
I like a PDF.
I want to. Some things really could benefit from it. That's really cool.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for buying it.
Yeah.
You already know. And y'all just did such a good job just going with it and bringing forth so much emotion. Like that is not something that always happens when I watch a documentary.
Yeah. I remember last time we talked, you said some words basically about like inspiring, going towards the direction of what inspires you. And I told you, I was like, hey, that's basically word for word verbatim what happens in the actual film.
Right, yeah.
I don't know if you had that moment.
Crazy. I did have that moment. I went into it knowing that I was going to have that moment.
That's awesome. Yeah. Did you guys see it just recently, or has it been a while since you watched it through?
It's been a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
When it came out.
Awesome. That's good to hear. Oh, that's awesome.
I'm curious to know how he's how the failed artist, who I think is still nameless, right?
Yep, he was keeping his name low key. He's
excited.
Say it again.
I followed him on Twitter today because I realized I hadn't.
Yeah, we set him up with the Twitter. He was like, how do I? He's funny. He's like, he's not too old of a dude, but he kind of acts like an old guy to technology sometimes.
Woodsy sort of person.
Yeah. So he's like, how do I, talk to people in this community? I was like, remember that social media called Twitter back in the day? How no one liked it? Well, the crypto community just ran with it. So you got to get a Twitter. So I set him up.
No one else liked it.
So true. Mm-hmm. I had such a preconceived notion of Twitter before when we went into it, and I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna do it, and then I just started to really love it. You just gotta adapt.
Yeah, totally.
That's really cool. So what I kind of interrupted with that Twitter thing, but how has he been reacting to it lately?
Yeah, it's been really good. So we've had a lot of talks just about like future things together and future like applications. So yeah, the film's only been like, I guess, through the blockchain for the past 27 days. But we're already thinking about like future stuff. So yeah, like we're excited. We're actually trying to write a proposal for Catalyst for kind of like content storage,
Great.
stuff like this, distributing
Nice.
films. And yeah, we're just like excited about the future. He's really, he sits down at the end of it because he's still landscaping. He'll sit down at the end of this day and kind of look through like the reviews on Twitter, like what people are saying, and he'll just kind of have a moment, and then he'll talk to us and be like, dude, like it's so cool that he's a vessel for like this kind of positive communication. And I think he's just really excited to be like a part of it. And I don't think he ever thought he was going to be like, like an actor kind of quote unquote, or like this personal vessel. But I think he's really excited to like see people reacting the way they do
I'm
about it.
definitely gonna leave a review now.
Yeah,
Now
totally.
that I'm realizing he's looking at it and everything.
Yeah, he's super into it.
That's really interesting because he went from not being to like being a personality and like a representation sort of
Yeah.
the things going on here.
Totally. Yeah, and like that was kind of the point, is like get him in front of this community and get him kind of engaged and interacting with the people that actually care about art and actually want to support artists. So yeah, like that was kind of the mission. So it's cool for us to see too.
Wanted to pop up as we talk
it's
the
like-
trailer here on mute,
yeah,
just
yeah.
so we can have something going.
It's like that momentum. I mean, like the hardest thing is when you've been beaten back a lot or people haven't responded really. I mean, that's what we dealt with. People just didn't really care that much. And
Right.
so when that happens enough, you kind of need something to kind of move. It's really cool that y'all kind of moved him there, like because I think we all need our friends and people we know to do that for us.
Totally. Takes a community, takes a village to bring other people up.
Exactly. Just like your pin tweet says that I love so much, when we help each other, everyone wins, or something like that.
True.
So what what's been happening lately? This came out about
Yeah.
a month ago, right?
I wanna hear
So
about the
Where are
auctions.
you? Yeah.
Well, actually, real
Yeah.
quick,
Well, please.
I was gonna say too, because it was just showing that part. And Alyssa was saying like it takes a community. I just want to point out my favorite part in the documentary is when he's talking about like flow of cash and like how like cash is like meant to flow rather than like be like hoarded. And,
Yeah.
like I've been dead ass, like I've been living by that like since I watched the film. Like
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
It
That's
really
like
is
really
fun.
awesome to hear. Oh,
Like,
that's awesome.
That
Yeah,
is
'cause
really awesome.
when we were in
I'm glad it made sense.
oh yeah, like
Yeah.
it just like stopped me for a second. I was like, damn.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Because
Yeah.
so we interviewed him and he like said those nuggets, and then as like, editors and the filmmakers, we had to like put that.
Oh no. I think
No,
Oh,
he got
no.
right.
Steve.
Here, we'll let him come back.
Here,
I'm kind of
He's back. He's back. He was
okay.
playing hide and seek just like Tyler did earlier. Accurate, Steve.
Oh, dang it.
All right, you're back.
Did you guys hear what I said, or did I just get rugged?
You got cut off after nuggets of wisdom.
Oh. Yeah, so he has these nuggets of wisdom that he told us in the interviews, and then it was like our job to kind of place that together and put visuals. So yeah, we're glad, Tyler, that you kind of put all those together and like made that connection through the film. So that's cool to hear.
I'm glad. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
I
mean,
didn't mean to cut off.
it's like a door being
yeah,
open.
it's
It's like a door that if you're opening it by having it flow, it's like there's more chances for other nice things to come in, like
Totally.
other money or whatever.
Totally.
Very cool. Let's hear
Yeah,
about
so
what's
what's going
popping
on?
off right now lately.
Yeah, so the film is out, and we've been working with the dev to like make the ticket system work. He's currently making a Discord verification bot. So there's a couple that are out, but they're not really like working right, or I guess there's some kind of hold up with Discord. So we want to basically have the auction for a failed artist's 10 pieces, specifically for people who have a ticket. So we want to be able to verify that in an auction in Discord. Currently, we don't know if that's going to work on the 1st, but on February 1st, which is like 4 days, whatever happens with that, we're going to unveil what those pieces are going to look like to the community, those 10 NFTs. So yeah, what's funny is actually after this call, I'm going to go and, get down where he's at and help him out with his NFTs to make sure like he mints it right. And like all the policy ID maintenance and just everything's clean. So yeah, like I'm gonna go help him out like literally today with that. So
That's
that's
so
perfect.
cool. Oh my God. Just please tell him how moved we are to have this movie with him and just like have a visual representation of our of his story that is also our story. And I just love that you're like verifying it, because it kind of goes with everything we want NFTs to be, like to be able to say you were here at this moment, and I liked this thing before it was cool. Well, where's your NFT?
Ah, that's right.
That's not everything we want NFTs to be, but that is a cool thing.
One of the use cases.
Sure.
And then I don't know, Merman, if you want to talk about what you've been kind of drafting with the catalyst thing or not, if your thoughts on that. Go
Yeah,
for it. I've been
sure.
talking a while.
No, yeah. So I think like as far as like next steps, right? I think we've been in contact with the project Empower. So we're kind of just looking for people to partner with that are filmmakers already in Cardano or in the ecosystem. So yeah, me, Steve, and a failed artist went back and forth between our proposal and what we want to do. So our proposal is going to kind of be based around a project possibly in Africa. So we're looking to partner with people, and we want to do it in a way where we're not asking for all the money up front. Maybe we'll ask for the money in phases, because I think it's every 3 months. That
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like we can have like phase one, then phase one, this is how much money we ask for instead of asking for the whole thing. But I'm curious to think like if you guys know anybody that are filmmakers in the Cardano ecosystem, and if you think that this Africa idea way of funding through Catalyst is a good idea, and we might do possibly an NFT drop to fund it also, just in case we don't get it.
So
So
you're saying to fund the whole, this would be the way of funding getting there and maybe paying people.
For
Yeah,
a
so
documentary.
yeah, so like the heart would be like thinking of like, okay, like mainstream adoption. When we think about that with cryptocurrency, that word mainstream, when it comes to media, like mainstream media is not going to be the people that tell the real stories of what's happening in the
Oh,
ecosystem.
That's why we invented
absolutely.
our own media.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, you guys know just as well as anyone. So us as filmmakers and storytellers too, like we want to be a part of that actual distribution of like what's actually happening in the ecosystem.
Mhm.
So as we're building, not we, but Cardano is building identity solutions and internet solutions for parts of the world that don't have any connection. We want to be a vessel for that story, and to be that vessel, like whether that be community funding or not, that feels like our, I guess, passion, or like what we feel like fits us best in this ecosystem. So we're thinking about ways on how we can take our storytelling tools, like our cameras and stuff, and tell the real stories through the blockchain.
Hell yes, that is so necessary and becomes more and more necessary every day. You should definitely do a catalyst for that.
Yeah, it makes a lot
Totally.
of sense.
I love this catalyst proposals that aren't just technical, that are moving
Mhm.
toward greater. Because I mean, it's there. It's possible. It's just kind of complicated, and so I think it attracts technical-minded sort of people. But this is awesome. I mean, and we need more.
Maybe we're seeing like a new like age of it. Because I mean, at first like we did all the technical stuff, but now we need like more eyes on Cardano.
Yeah,
and stuff
exactly.
And I mean, even the technical people have to know that, like, come on, we've reached a point where we're starting to tip in a way, and get more and more of that adoption. I mean, it's weird. There's two levels of mainstream. There's real mainstream in the world, and then there's like crypto mainstream.
Yeah.
Right? Among like Ethereum users is pretty much the
the other metric for. Very true.
Yeah, we were we had a Zoom call with I believe his title is the product manager at IOHK.
Oh, great.
And so from what he was saying, they might make a kind of a slot for storytelling or media, possibly. I think that's what he said, Steve, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I couldn't really depict it too much, but it sounded like something like basically the IOG is interested in like these kind of things as well, other than the tech, like you said.
So there isn't a slot for that yet? is there anything that you guys could like go into that's similar? Or
Yeah, but miscellaneous, right?
Miscellaneous,
Yeah.
because there's a couple. I think there's 2 other proposals that are kind of like for film stuff, and they both put them in miscellaneous.
Mm-hmm.
So
Makes sense.
yeah, we'll see, because we're gonna do Fund 8. So yeah, I mean, I hope we get to do it. I think like storyboard wise, what is in our head is
Oh no.
I will.
You know.
I mean, I will definitely spread that far and wide. I mean, that is. I can't.
Yeah.
I can. I really can't really think of many things that are more important than that. Honestly, especially at this stage where we've kind of got a foundation, and it's. We have to. I mean, people. There's so many agendas that we got to untie that and have it definitely be from people here.
Totally. Yeah, and like, you know, like the community engagement, like what we've seen with CC Vault is like, you know, they went to Catalyst and tried to get something done, and you know, like they didn't really get funding for it. But when they approached the community and said like, hey, you know, here's how we're adding value. Let's do this thing. Let's have an NFT. Let's make it artful. And they got their funding through the community, and like that makes a lot of sense. It's not all about the funding, but it's just interesting ways to get the community involved. So yeah, we're like thinking about doing Catalyst, and like if it doesn't work, we'll do something similar like we've already done, of just having the community interaction be the quote unquote funding.
Yeah, it's like even when Catalyst doesn't work, I kind of feel like okay, it's still it helps you have an idea of how you're bringing your project to
Gotta
people
have a
and
plan.
talking about it, and yeah, it's like you can get it crowdfunded and then that it'll probably work out that was the better way if that's what happened, you know. That's the way
Totally.
I see it.
But yeah, that's kind of future things that we're thinking about. So your question of like what are we doing lately, it's kind of like been kind of thinking about the future.
Very
Getting
cool.
some
You're about
plans.
to go over to Africa.
That's a big one.
Potentially, yeah.
Much like Cardano.
Well, that's cool that you got connected with IOHK too.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah,
I'm so glad to hear that.
it was funny. We actually just blasted like 200 members of the IOG staff, and a couple guys
That's how you
wanted to
do
get
it.
on a
I was
call with
wondering
us.
how you did that.
You know how to distribute that information. Look,
Hey,
you're
it's
already
the
on the right
important
track.
stuff.
Yeah, and we totally told them to it too. They're like, how did you get our emails? It's like we just found a list online and just blasted you guys.
yeah, your website. Yeah, we just put it in a spreadsheet, and that was it.
Right.
They have all their information on their website. So if you guys want to get in contact with them,
Hey,
There
you
you
know, it's
go.
publicly available.
I've tracked a few of them down.
there you go.
For
Yeah,
real.
and then another story that's recently pretty cool. Our good buddy Kadambambo in the space, he was in a Twitter space when Charles popped in, and he graciously took his question time to talk about our film and our project to
Aw,
Charles. So
dude.
whether or not he sees it or not, the act of kindness from him was like, you know, just super appreciated and welcome. Like that was really special for us that someone watched the film enough to get our heart and our intents from the documentary, and you know, like want to share that with like, you know, the founder of this whole thing. So that was
And
special
use
for
his
us.
time with Charles to do that and deliver it well. Yeah, that is
Totally.
awesome. I want to reach out to him and listen to his show for sure.
Yeah. So that's kind of something recently that's been positive and good for us.
All right. So you guys have been doing a lot of work lately. What are you doing when you're not working? Because we want to know about you.
How do you
also, not just
recharge?
your projects, right? Yeah. How do you recharge? How do you fill your cup, as they say?
Do you want to go first, Merman? You got rugged a little bit ago, but again, I feel like
Yeah.
I'm saying too much.
Yeah. Sorry, I was like talking about the Africa thing. How do I recharge? Damn. You know, I'm like the way I'm kind of recharging is I'm learning how to do like 3D art right now. So I'm kind of pushing myself.
I was
how to
about
do
to
it.
bring that up.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if I posted something recently where like I wanted
Let's
to.
top it up, please.
Yeah.
I'm
We
obsessed.
saw it.
Oh wait, what? Oh, is
Well,
that you guys already saw it?
I'm thinking about Charles.
The model, the face. Is that what we're talking
Oh,
about?
yeah.
The big head?
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I think I'm into film and I'm into like, you know, photo manipulation, but I kind of wanted to push myself a little bit further. So it's kind of weird because I guess that's how I recharge is by doing something else.
Yeah, well, I think it counts as recharging
giant
if
Charles.
it's something that you are exploring and having fun.
So
being
if you can
easy
see,
about.
but at the bottom here, there's scaffolding and there are people. This is a window washer cleaning the glasses. So this is a very large Charles.
Giant Charles, sky scraper
awesome.
Charles.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just trying to like I want to try and get to a point where I'm comfortable and I find my own I guess my own style. So I was just like, I was just like, I'm just messing with things. So obviously this is not like all of this isn't in 3D. There's some that I took into Photoshop and then
Okay, sure, yeah.
But yeah, the model of him is all 3D.
I'm
But
getting
yeah, sorry,
strong,
I'm not here to
awesome
show my
real
like art
style.
or anything like that.
Hey, we wanted
yeah,
to.
You know.
yeah. But I mean, yeah, there's that. I recently went and like met my girlfriend's family in California. So I mean, and then I'm moving to Australia in like a month and a half. So
Damn.
that's what's going on with me.
That's huge.
Major shift.
How did that happen? How did it get decided?
How did the Australia move get decided?
Yeah.
Oh, she's going there for. She's always wanted to go to Australia, so she's going there for school. So yeah, I'm just going out there, and I'm like, I need to get out of the States. So I've
Feel
never
that.
actually been out
Not
there.
wrong.
Especially with all
Feel
this
that.
legislation. Oh,
Right?
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
well,
I was
that's
like, oh, I'll come
cool.
hang out, do stuff over there.
That's right.
So that's what's going on with Crypto Merman. But
Love it. Thank you
Steve,
for sharing.
talk
Thank you,
about yourself,
Merman.
man. Talk about your the art you just did, the
Yeah,
physical
physical art.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, I kind of mess around with like different art stuff. So yeah, when I recharge, I'll typically like do a lot of meditating or planting or just spending time alone. But yeah, other than that, like making art as a vessel is a good thing. So yeah, I've been working on phase 4 of my photo.
Right.
Oh no.
art. Oh no!
All
Alright,
right,
he's gonna come back in a bit.
Is that
I am
is
re-
that,
you said those auctions are February 1st? Or
Yeah. Oops, sorry. Did I get rugged?
You're
No,
good.
you're
You're
good.
back. You're back now.
okay.
Can
Yeah,
I pop
so-
up this phase 4 art?
Sure, if you want to.
I definitely want to.
Whoa. Dude, what a cool name, Denespian.
Yeah, so I made these planets, and they're from real photographs that I've taken of mountains all across the world. Yeah, so I basically made these little names. So Denespian, Malkoden, and Bromanthum. So the Denali was one of the mountains.
That's my favorite.
Mauna Kea, and then Mount Bromo in Indonesia. So all those mountains were real mountains, and I did a photo manipulation of like basically a planet scene. So yeah, there's a couple that I blurred just because I just
Ooh.
have fun blurring it.
Curious.
So yeah, those are going to be.
Dude,
That's
Yeah.
hot.
these are amazing.
listen.
I love that Bromanthan and Cthulhu one. Oh man.
Yeah, so on the airdrops, just really quick, I know this isn't a shill thing. So at the top
Well,
of the
No,
you know,
airdrops,
we're only
I
here
mean,
from you.
I really want to buy some of your stuff. So,
so
please do.
at the top, the airdrops, there's those 3 planets that I talked about, and those are all like from my real
Oh, great.
photographs that I've taken, and then I made like these planets. So I airdropped them all to the previous knots,
Sweet.
and yeah, now I like made like quote unquote residents of those planets. So that's something fun.
Yeah,
that I did.
that's great.
Damn.
All right, awesome. We got Timothy Grigsby all over that knot drop.
Oh yeah. What's up, Timothy?
And wait,
Rad.
did you say that the residents of the planets were actually made using manipulations of these pictures?
No, so the planets. So I took real photos of the mountains, and then I
Mhm.
photo manipulated that like kind of moon rise kind of thing. The residents are just kind of like what I made up in my head. What
Okay,
what
cool.
what someone from that planet would look like. Sure.
Totally, they do look like they would be there.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys both for sharing a little sneak peek into what else y'all are doing. You seem to have quite a bit going on. And that's pretty
Definitely,
cool.
and in a lot of different areas too, for sure.
Always love to hear about that.
Yeah, totally.
So new, we should go to. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the website we kind of fixed a little bit for a failed artist, making it kind of a little bit cleaner and a little bit easier to use. Still, NAMI is the only thing that verifies the tickets,
Right.
but we're trying to get CC Vault integration, just because we got CC Vault recently too and saw how freaking sweet it is. So yeah, we're trying to integrate that into our website.
Yeah, that's great. I really like the payment or the ticket gateway thing. It's very smooth.
Oh,
yeah, and your website is easier, definitely. Now it's very straightforward. Everybody go to affailedartist.com. Check out their Discord as well. Those auctions are coming up.
I'm surprised that domain was available too. I know.
Yeah, that's so
I think
true.
with all the failed artists running around, that somebody would agree with it.
Right, it's kind of crazy.
And then,
all right, guys. Well, this has been a lovely time, and this is your second appearance on the news, so you're racking it up.
It's a give Pete the producer your punch card. He will give you your next punch.
At 5
when you get
punches,
to 5, something magical will happen.
Yeah, I don't know what.
yeah, appreciate your guys' time.
Absolutely, thank you guys so much.
Thanks so much.
Bye. Until next time.
All right, see you guys.